Hi, I'm Tom Summers with Edina Realty, and welcome back to my continuing video series for buyers and sellers in real estate. Today I want to look at a topic that is just as important to buyers as well as sellers, which is as is, or the term as is. There was an as is addendum up until about a month or so ago in the state of Minnesota, and they no longer use that. So Edina Realty, the company I'm with, has drafted a new one through their attorneys to try to help protect buyers and sellers. But I want to go beyond that and kind of divvy it up a little bit and show you how a bank looks at the term as is versus how the state views the term as is. It's one of the most misused terms in real estate today because a lot of people think it means one thing when in actuality it means another. So to look at this, the first thing I want to do is talk about the bank's version. So if you're going to purchase, say, a foreclosure, and typically you see the as-is addendum in a short sale and foreclosure, you rarely see it in a traditional sale. So you're going to purchase a foreclosure as a buyer. And one of the things you're going to see with a lot of the bank addendums is the term as is. It's going to be throughout all of the documentation. It's going to be repeated over and over and over again. The purpose for this is the bank wants to drive home the point that they've never lived in the property, they don't know anything about the property, and that you should have a proper inspection so that when you purchase the property, you know going in exactly what you're buying. So their version of the as-is term means you're buying the house as is. We're not fixing anything. We're not changing anything. We know nothing about it. You're holding us harmless, essentially, to go against us later on for any kind of a legal action because, look, we're laying it out to you. Either you're going to inspect it and you're happy and you buy it, or don't buy it. All right. The state's version of as is a little bit different, and what they or how they view, or most of us realtors viewed the as is to mean is that, okay, you're purchasing the property in the condition that it's in, or you're buying it as is. But that's not necessarily 100% accurate, because if you have a seller that wants to do a seller's disclosure alternative versus the traditional 9-page seller's disclosure, and they want you to sign in as is when you purchase the house, it does not, in the state of Minnesota, allow them to just not disclose something that they know about the property, like a leaky roof or water in the basement or any other kind of problem. They still have an obligation or a duty to disclose. So a lot of sellers get this confused and think that, well, if you sign the as-is addendum, then he's buying it as is and I don't have to, tell him anything. That's simply not true. If you take that type of advice, you're probably looking at some type of arbitration or lawsuit down the road. The as-is addendum should be used with a traditional sale to mean, okay, we're buying the home as is, so if we have our inspection and we complete it and we're happy with it, and let's say the stove breaks before closing, or you have a window stop working, then the buyer has to take care of that when they purchase the home or after they own the home. The seller does not have to continue to repair it. So in that situation, like say with a short sale, if you have someone living in the home, things could break before they move out. They may want you to sign in as is because they just don't have the money to fix the stove if it breaks. That's what it's really intended for. It's not intended to shield the seller from their responsibility or their duty to disclose. So what I would say to you to do in a situation, whether it's a traditional sale or a bank or a short sale, is have a real estate attorney take a look at it. If you ever are in doubt, seek out legal counsel to get your questions answered. They can look over all of the paperwork and make sure that what you're signing is actually, reasonable. As a real estate agent, I can tell you what I think it means, or I can tell you past experience, but I can't give you legal advice, nor would I ever do that. So you really want to have an attorney take a look at some of this paperwork if you have any questions at all. So just remember in the future, the as is for a bank addendum is, look, you're buying the house as is, we're not warranting anything. But if you're buying a house that's a traditional sale or a short sale and they want you to sign the as-is addendum, just remember, they still have a duty to disclose everything that they know about the property. It doesn't get them off the hook. So I hope that this helps you as a buyer. If you have any questions, please feel free to visit my website. You can go to Real-Time Home Search, or you can also go to tomsummers.edinarealty.com or tomsummers.com. Thanks so much for taking time to watch this today. I hope you have a wonderful day and this has helped.